Callbacks in JavaScript is an interesting topic, but sometimes it can be confusing. In this video, we are going to learn the differences between a normal JavaScript function and a callback function. In this code over here, we have a normal addition JavaScript function which has two variables a and b with value 2 and 3 respectively, and we have a console log which logs the sum of these two variables a and b, and we are simply calling this addition function over here, which results in this value 5. So this is a normal function in JavaScript, how we define the function and how we call the function. Now let's move into callback function. For that, let's uncomment this line of code over here. In this code, what I have done is I have one add button in this browser, which is simply inside this button element. So I'm targeting that button element in this HTML file, and what I'm doing is I'm adding a event listener to that button, which is a click event listener, and I am passing a callback function. So what is a callback function? A callback function simply is a function that is passed as an argument inside another function. So over here in this add event listener, we are passing this function which has another function which is a normal JavaScript function. Now when I hit save and click on add, here you can see the value is printing. For now, let me uncomment that so that it's easier to understand. Now when I click on add, you can see this event listener executing this function, and we are getting the value. Now the question might come in, why aren't we just passing this addition function simply inside this event listener? Now when I do that, it's simply adding a function inside this add event listener. When we click the button, if I hit save, look how 5 is coming up straight away when I have not even clicked this add button. Now when I click this add button, you can see that nothing's happening. Here you can see this 5 that you see over here, it didn't appear because I clicked this add button. Let me refresh it. As soon as I refresh it, the 5 comes up here. So why is this 5 coming up here? It's because we are simply calling this addition function straight away. And here in line number 7, you can see that this is a normal way of calling a JavaScript function. As soon as it sees this function over here, it calls the addition function. That's why the code has been executed, right? So how do we solve this issue? To solve this issue, we need to get rid of these parentheses. If I hit save and if I click on add, now you can see it's working fine. So why did I remove these parentheses at the end? It's because as soon as I put those parentheses, it will call that function straight away. So what I want to do is I do not want to call that function straight away. I want to call that function once it listens the click on this button. Now if you want to use the parentheses, you can still use that, but what you will need to do is you will need to create another function over here, and we need to wrap this addition function inside that function. Now what's happening is this addition function is not running straight away because it's wrapped inside this function, and to execute this addition, this function needs to be called. And how's this function called? It's only called when we click on this button. So here in line number 7, you can see we are calling this function addition function. That's why it's executing, right? Now in this line number 18, this addition function only executes when this function is called. Is this function called somewhere? No, we haven't called this function anywhere. How is this function called? This function is called only when the click event listener takes place, which is when we click on this add button. Now you can see the value is being printed. So that's the main difference between a callback function. So if this function, if you were using it over here, this is a normal function. This same function acts as a callback function over here when you're passing it as an argument to another function. So this is a callback function and this is a normal function. So this wrapping a function, this addition inside another function is not required in this instance because we don't have any arguments passed inside this addition function. When is this useful is when we have something to pass, because right now what we can do is we can simply not call this function, and we can just pass the instance of this function, and this will work just fine, right? Now as soon as you have to pass in some parameters inside this addition function, for example, let's comment this line of code, that, and let's uncomment that. Now here you can see we have addition function that takes in two parameters, a and b, and we are console logging that a and b, and we are calling that addition function and passing these two parameters 1 and 2, which gives the sum as 3. Same with, we are targeting that add button, and we are passing addition function, and we're getting number 10 straight away. And look here, when you click on add, nothing's happening. It's running this, it's calling this addition function straight away. So it's not waiting for this event listener, because we are calling this function straight away in line number 22. Now to get around this, like earlier, if we get rid of those parentheses and those arguments, when we click on add, we get undefined because object pointer event undefined, because this addition function, it needs to have some sort of argument, 2 arguments. So how do we get around that? For that, we can use our previous method, which is having a function and wrapping that addition function inside that function and passing those 2 parameters, just like that. Now when you click on add, you see that this is working fine. It's because we are calling this addition function inside this function, and this function is called only when it listens this click event. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this one was helpful and you were able to understand the differences between a normal function and a callback function. If you have any questions or queries, you can comment down below, and I will always try to respond to each and every comment so that it will be helpful for you. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.